The job description of a lagger states that such a worker is responsible for the application of insulating materials such as asbestos, felt, fiberglass, polyurethane, and cork to pipes, steam generators, process vats, or ducting. Such a worker is expected to determine where and when insulation is necessary, cut, trim, and smooth insulating sheets over pipes and other equipment, fit and wrap insulation around HVAC ducts, and secure insulation with various fasteners. Laggers also pack openings in walls and casings with loose insulation materials, and may also install prefabricated insulation sheets. Those who worked as a lagger prior to the 1990s may have encountered an insulation material branded as Zonolite. They may also use a product known as Monocoat, a gypsum-based cementitious spray-applied fire-resistive material for structural steel frame buildings. The fact is that both of these products were manufactured and marketed by the W.R. Grace Corporation, a multi-billion-dollar operation based in Maryland. Grace has been one of the worst corporate offenders when it comes to asbestos issues, going to great lengths to cover the course of its history and make its behavior and products legal, and to evade responsibility for the environmental damage and human injuries caused by these products. Asbestos content in lagging materials. Back in 1969, when construction of the World Trade Center was underway, W.R. Grace Incorporated marketed Monocoat as an asbestos-free insulation product despite asbestos content of no less than 12%. The New York City Department of Air Resources issued a ban on the use of asbestos sprays, which went into effect in May of 1970, which was followed up by a federal ban by the newly formed Environmental Protection Agency in 1973. The corporate lobbyists employed by W.R. Grace and other asbestos manufacturers went into action, literally buying protective legislation from Congress. This legislation ultimately took the form of what is still known as the Grace Rule. Any product that is no more than 1% asbestos is legally considered asbestos-free. The corporate website does not indicate that the product's current incarnation, Monocoat MK-6, contains asbestos. The fact is that according to the Grace Rule, it may legally contain up to 1% asbestos by volume, yet be marketed as an asbestos-free product. Another toxic product of the W.R. Grace Corporation was Zonolite. This was a sheet insulation product that was made with vermiculite, an essentially harmless form of clay that expands when heated. The problem is that vermiculite was contaminated with asbestos fibers from a nearby operation to the extent that genuinely serious health problems developed in those who worked with the material. Other corporate offenders. W.R. Grace & Company was not the only asbestos manufacturer to engage in corporate lies and deceit. Johns Manville and Asbestos Manhattan, two of the largest asbestos companies until the 1980s, conspired for nearly 40 years to keep information about asbestos a secret from the public. Ironically, this information was in part the result of a scientific study that the management of Asbestos actually financed. In 1977, letters discovered in the closet in an office at Asbestos corporate headquarters revealed the extent of the conspiracy, opening the way for hundreds of thousands of legal actions that have been taken against the asbestos industry over the past 3 decades. Grounds for legal action. In order to file a complaint for asbestos-related injuries, it is necessary to determine liability. Because so many asbestos manufacturers have gone under or merged with other companies, and because symptoms of asbestos disease, such as mesothelioma, usually do not appear until decades after initial exposure, determining liability can be challenging. This is where lawyers who specialize in asbestos litigation are invaluable allies. 30 years of litigation history have established an enormous body of factual information, precedent, and case history that can help in establishing the identity of responsible parties. Thank you for watching. This video was produced by Asbestos.Net, a leading resource on all aspects of asbestos and mesothelioma. Our priority is to inform victims about the devastating effects of asbestos exposure, mesothelioma, asbestos cancer, asbestosis, and other asbestos-related diseases, and to advise them with a wealth of information.
Individuals whose lives have been touched by mesothelioma have numerous questions and concerns. Their caregivers and family members also need accurate, reliable information. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos cancer and need more information, we invite you to visit and explore the thousands of pages of oncologist-reviewed material on Asbestos.net, to call our convenient toll-free number shown below and speak with a mesothelioma specialist, or to use the simple contact form found at Asbestos.net to request a free copy of our informative books, custom inserts, and DVD. Asbestos.net. Information and help for patients and families.